Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're here diving deep with the Course in Miracles and Jesus, and today I received two songs from my friend Christopher Todd, Conclusion of Illusion and Judge Not. So I'm going to title today's talk, Final Conclusion of Illusion, Judge Not. We're back to the Sermon on the Mount. We're back to the basic teaching that the pristine state of forgiveness is a state of non-judgment, is a state of pure acceptance. It's a state of let all things be exactly as they are. Sometimes it's also called all things work together for good. There are no exceptions except in the ego's judgment. So clearly, if we're going to free our mind from conflict, we have to free our mind. We just have to see we don't have the capability. Not that we have to stop judging, we just have to realize we never had a capability to judge in the first place, that God didn't create us to judge. The ego invented judgment, categorizing, hierarchies, uh, orders of difficulty, all these things that are part of preferences. They're all just judgments. And once we open up to the love in our heart, we see that love does not judge. Love simply is. It's a state of reality. So I thought I would start off today with our beautiful workbook lesson of the day, 223. God is my life. I have no life but His. I was mistaken when I thought I lived apart from God, a separate entity that moved in isolation, unattached, and housed within a body. Now I know my life is God's. I have no other home, and I do not exist apart from Him. He has no thoughts that are not part of me, and I have none but those which are of Him. Our Father, let us see the face of Christ instead of our mistakes. For we who are your Holy Son are sinless. We would look upon our sinlessness, for guilt proclaims that we are not your Son, and we would not forget you longer. We are lonely here and long for heaven, where we are at home. Today, we would return. Our name is yours, and we acknowledge that we are your Son. That's from Workbook Part 2. What is forgiveness? That's lesson 223. And I've just been really inspired. I enjoyed sharing about the movie Solaris on Saturday. And yeah, I woke up with this deep, deep, deep experience the following morning. Oh, just laid in bed and laid in it, in this state of mind. And if you joined us, or if you know anything about the movie Solaris, you know it's about exposing and releasing the past and the ego's vengeance on the past. And it's about releasing the special love relationship. It's about releasing the belief that love can be found in a specific form, because Jesus teaches us in His Course in Miracles, beyond our idols section in the text, God knows not form. And then He goes on to say, when you decide upon the form of what you want, you lose the understanding of its purpose. So form and abstract love and light are not the same. Love and light are eternal, and form is temporary. And you might say that that's what forgiveness is. It's starting to just see the falsity of the temporary and the truth embracing the truth of the eternal. Yeah, that's the distinction that the Holy Spirit can make, not a person, not a human. So, to supplement our beautiful lesson today, which we just did, we will now go to chapter 18 from the passing of the dream. And this is section 6 from Jesus. Beyond the body, there is nothing outside you. That is what you must ultimately learn. For it is the realization that the kingdom of heaven is restored to you. For God created only this, and he did not depart from it, nor leave it separate from himself. The kingdom of heaven is the dwelling place of the Son of God, who left not his Father and dwells not apart from him. Heaven is not a place nor a condition. It is merely an awareness of perfect oneness and the knowledge that there is nothing else, nothing outside this oneness, and nothing else within. What could God give but knowledge of himself? What else is there to give? The belief that you could give and get something else, something outside yourself, has cost you the awareness of heaven and of your identity. And you have done a stranger thing than you yet realize. You have displaced your guilt to your body from your mind. Yet a body cannot be guilty, for it can do nothing of itself. You who think you hate your body deceive yourself. You hate your mind, for guilt has entered into it, and it would remain separate from your brothers, which it cannot do. Minds are joined, bodies are not. Only by assigning to the mind the properties of the body does separation seem to be possible. And it is mind that seems to be fragmented and private and alone. Its guilt, which keeps it separate, is projected to the body, which suffers and dies because it is attacked to hold the separation in the mind, and let it not know its identity. Mind cannot attack, but it can make fantasies and direct the body to act them out. Yet it is never what the body does that seems to satisfy. Unless the mind believes the body is actually acting out its fantasies, it will attack the body by increasing the projection of its guilt upon it. In this, the mind is clearly delusional. It cannot attack, but it maintains it can and uses what it does to hurt the body to prove it can. The mind cannot attack, but it can deceive itself. And this is all it does when it believes it has attacked the body. It can project its guilt, but it will not lose it through projection. And though it clearly can misperceive the function of the body, it cannot change its function from what the Holy Spirit establishes it to be. The body was not made by love, yet love does not condemn it and can use it lovingly, respecting what the Son of God has made and using it to save him from illusions. Would you not have the instruments of separation reinterpreted as means for salvation and used for purposes of love? Would you not welcome and support the shift from fantasies of vengeance to release from them? Your perception of the body can clearly be sick, but project not this upon the body. For your wish to make destructive what cannot destroy can have no real effect at all. What God created is only what he would have it be, being his will. You cannot make his will destructive. You can make fantasies in which your will conflicts with his, but that is all. It is insane to use the body as a scapegoat for guilt, directing its attacking and blaming it for what you wished it to do. It is impossible to act out fantasies, for it is still the fantasies you want, and they have nothing to do with what the body does. It does not dream of them, and they but make it a liability where it could be an asset. For fantasies have made your body your enemy, weak, vulnerable, and treacherous, worthy of the hate that you invest in it. How has this served you? You have identified with this thing you hate, the instrument of vengeance and the perceived source of your guilt. You have done this to a thing that has no meaning, proclaiming it to be the dwelling place of God's Son and turning it against him. This is the host of God that you have made. And neither God nor his most holy Son can enter an abode that harbors hate, and where you have sown the seeds of vengeance, violence, and death. This thing you made to serve your guilt stands between you and other minds. The minds are joined, but you do not identify with them. You see yourself locked in a separate prison, removed and unreachable, incapable of reaching out as of being reached. You hate this prison you have made and would destroy it, but you would not escape from it, leaving it unharmed without your guilt upon it. Yet only thus can you escape. The home of vengeance is not yours. The place you set aside to house your hate is not a prison, but an illusion of yourself. The body is a limit imposed on the universal communication that is an eternal property of mind. But the communication is internal. Mind reaches to itself. It is not made up of different parts which reach each other. It does not go out. Within itself, it has no limits, and there is nothing outside it. It encompasses everything. It encompasses you entirely, you within it, and it within you. There is nothing else anywhere or ever. Okay, there it is. That's really showing us the title, Beyond the Body. That is taking us right into mind. uh, the body is outside you, and but seems to surround you, shutting you off from others and keeping you apart from them and them from you. It is not there. There is no barrier between God and his Son, nor can his Son be separated from himself except in illusions. This is not his reality, though he believes it is. Yet this could only be if God were wrong. God would have had to create differently and to have separated himself from his Son to make this possible. He would have had to create different things and to establish different orders of reality, only some of which were love. Yet love must be forever like itself, changeless forever and forever without alternative. And so it is. You cannot put a barrier around yourself because God placed none between himself and you. You can stretch out your hand and reach to heaven. You whose hand is joined with your brother's have begun to reach beyond the body, but not outside yourself, to reach your shared identity together. Could this be outside you, where God is not? Is he a body, and did he create you as he is not, and where he cannot be? You are surrounded by him. What limits can there be on you whom he encompasses? Everyone has experienced what he would call a sense of being transported beyond himself. This feeling of liberation far exceeds the dream of freedom sometimes hoped for in special relationships. It is a sense of actual escape from limitations. If you will consider what this transportation really entails, you will realize that it is a sudden unawareness of the body and a joining of yourself and something else in which your mind enlarges to encompass it. It becomes part of you as you unite with it, and both become whole as neither is perceived as separate. What really happens is that you have given up the illusion of a limited awareness and lost your fear of union. The love that instantly replaces it extends to what has freed you and unites with it. And while this lasts, you are not uncertain of your identity and would not limit it. You have escaped from fear to peace, asking no questions of reality, but merely accepting it. You have accepted this instead of the body and have let yourself be one with something beyond it, simply by not letting your mind be limited by it. This can occur regardless of the physical distance that seems to be between you and what you join, of your respective positions in space, and of your differences in size and seeming quality. Time is not relevant. It can occur with something past, present, or anticipated. The something can be anything and anywhere: a sound, a sight, a thought, a memory, and even a general idea without specific reference. Yet in every case, you join it without reservation because you love it and would be with it. And so you rush to meet it, letting your limits melt away, suspending all the laws your body obeys, and gently setting them aside. There is no violence at all in this escape. The body is not attacked, but simply properly perceived. It does not limit you merely because you would not have it so. You are not really lifted out of it. It cannot contain you. You go where you would be, gaining, not losing, a sense of Christ's self. In these instants of release from physical restrictions, you experience much of what happens in the holy instant: the lifting of the barriers of time and space, the sudden experience of peace and joy, and above all, the lack of awareness of the body and of the questioning whether or not all this is possible. It is possible because you want it. The sudden expansion of awareness that takes place with your desire for it is the irresistible appeal the holy instant holds. It calls you to be yourself within its safe embrace. There are the laws of limit lifted for you to welcome you to openness of mind and freedom. Come to this place of refuge where you can be yourself in peace, not through destruction, not through breaking out, but merely by a quiet melting in. For peace will join you there simply because you have been willing to let go the limits you have placed upon love and joined it where it is and where it led you in answer to its gentle call to be at peace. Wow, beautiful. So we will roll into Christopher Todd's two songs. The first song I will play for you is called Conclusion of Illusion. Let's magnify it here. That's a good start, but we want to actually see it. There we go. Full sound. There we go. Conclusion of illusion.
Peace to my mind, let my thoughts be still. Even when they race, I choose the will to keep on practicing, letting go each time of ego chatter and its crooked rhyme. The song of love is rising in my chest. The hand of Christ is my place of rest. No other journey, no place to roam. My only home is the mind of God's own. Conclusion of illusion. ending has begun. Holy Spirit's bridge will lead me to the one. From chatter into silence, from fear to the sun. Conclusion of illusion, the ending has begun. Ego's world is shifting sand, no peace to hold. Always chasing something new, a story told. But it's a hopeless search, a dream of pain, where loss repeats again and again. Holy Spirit whispers, lay it down, brings the next step, gentle and sound. Each thought released reveals the light that never fades, that's always bright. Conclusion of illusion, the ending has begun. Holy Spirit's bridge will lead me to the one. From chatter into silence, from fear to the sun. Conclusion of illusion, the ending has begun. Step by step, my grip unwinds. Deeper peace flows through my mind. Truth remains, it does not fade. Only love was ever made. Fear may rise as the old falls away. Spirit's comfort is here to stay. I'm learning to trust this holy guide, to walk with Christ, to stand inside. Past the ego's silly schemes, past the fragments, past the dreams, into a quiet, endless stream, where love is the only theme. Conclusion of illusion, the ending has begun. Holy Spirit's bridge will lead me to the one. From chatter into silence, from fear to the sun. Conclusion of illusion, the ending has begun.
Beautiful. Oh, thank you, Christopher. And the next song is simply titled Judge Not. And this is a sweet one, the bass groove.
I was quick with the verdict, sharp with the blame, stacking up charges in my own name. Every glance a trial, every word a case, wearing judgment like a mask on my face.
It's like we get a repeat of that.
I was quick with the verdict, sharp with the blame, stacking up charges in my own name. Every glance a trial, every word a case, wearing judgment like a mask on my face. Built four walls out of wrong and less, lock my joy in a self-made mess, but the key was right on my side of the floor, and we don't have to think that way anymore. When the gavel drops, the heart stays bound. Every step feels heavy, way to the ground, but forgiveness cuts through like a golden door, letting in light I've been looking for. I saw the mirror, and the face was mine. All the faults I framed were my own design. When the labels fell, I began to see the one I judged was just another me. The rain came down, washed the bench away. The sky took the stand in a brighter day. Peace moved in where the verdicts tore, and we don't have to think that way anymore. I don't weigh the scales, I don't keep the score. Every soul is a door to something more. We're all just waves on the same wide shore, and we don't have to think that way anymore. When I drop the case, I drop the fight. Colors get vivid, the air feels light. The courtroom's gone, but the truth's still here, and it whispers softly in the inner ear. Judge not, and the chains release. Heavy turns light, fear turns to peace. What was locked is open, what was closed will soar. We don't have to think that way anymore.
That's a light song. Judge not. We don't have to think that way anymore. Some of you remember that line from the end of Solaris. That's where Rhea tells Chris, "We don't have to think like that anymore." We're free. Free and joy. Have a blessed day. Share your heart. Shine your light. Let your light radiate to everything and everyone without exception. God bless you. Have a very blessed, joyful